into last Friday's Turf War game, many people thought it would be an offensive shootout, just like I said it would be on the pregame show last Friday. And you know what? It sure was. There were tons of offensive highlights from the game last Friday, and eventually the Columbus North Bulldogs pulled out the win 42-21 over Coach Gaddis' Olympians, and the Bulldogs deserved it. The Kobe Cook ran for a school record over 300-plus some odd yards, and the Bulldog offense just ran and ran. Oh, and by the way, they ran some more. Young quarterback Kyle Kamen managed the game very well, and that's why the Bulldogs are 2-0, and that's why the Bulldogs beat Columbus East 42-21. Let's go ahead and recap my 3 keys to victory that I set for the O's last week against the Bulldogs. The first key was stopping the running game of Kobe Cook and the Columbus North Bulldogs, and guess what happened? Kobe Cook set a school record. Kobe Cook played phenomenal. You got to give credit to Kobe. He ran through the open holes, and I said he's not a physical type running back. But when you give him that open space, when you give him that open field, folks, goodbye. He's the road runner. Once he gets out into the open field, boom, he's gone. Kobe Cook showed that last Friday night, and the Bulldogs they dominated the O's defensive line. I said the defensive line was an area of concern. It still is, but folks got to understand, the O's just don't have an experienced defensive line this year. Last year they did. These guys are still trying to work with each other, get to know one another, and work together as a cohesive unit. If these teams happen to meet again later on in the season, this defensive line will be improved. They will be better. It will only take experience, in-game experience, for this O's team to get better as a defensive unit. But Kobe Cook played a phenomenal game. Kobe Cook, when you run for over 300-plus yards, that is a phenomenal game for Kobe Cook, and congratulations to Kobe on an unbelievable game. My second key I set for the O's was the secondary needs to stay strong, as continuing the defensive keys. The secondary, they weren't tested much. The only time they were tested really was when Kobe Cook ran past the front 7. The secondary was not thrown on a lot, and when they were, I thought they made plays. Jeremy Minor had an unbelievable deflection. It just shows how much improvement Jeremy Minor has made. It might as well be the Jeremy Minor show. I've talked about Jeremy a lot the past couple of weeks, but he's earned it. He's put in the hard work. He's a dedicated player. He showed it last Friday night. I know he wants to get another shot at these Bulldogs, as well as the whole team, but the secondary did their job. They weren't great, but they weren't horrible. So the Olympians did a good job Friday night against the Bulldogs. That's why they get a C. And obviously the O's, I forgot to say what grade they got for the running game, but I think you know where I went with that one. There's just no excuse for over 300-plus yards, so I had to give the O's an F on that one. But finally, on my third key, I said no sectional game again, no 6 turnovers. And guess what? The O's did not turn the football over, but they had a lot of mental mistakes, a lot of full starts, a lot of drop passes. That killed the O's. The O's beat themselves Friday night. There's no question about it. The O's beat themselves with dumb head mistakes. But you know what? That's part of football, folks. Last year, Columbus North made some bonehead mistakes, and the Olympians were able to capitalize on them. This year, the O's were not able to capitalize on them. The Bulldogs were able to capitalize on the O's mistakes, and you just got to tip your cap to Tim Bless and company for earning that victory last Friday night. My player of the game, it was A-Train. Andrew Wilson. What a game he had. I know a lot of people are talking about Kobe Cook and the 300-plus yards he had. No question, Kobe deserves all of the pub, all of the news. But you know what? Andrew Wilson had a pretty good game too. He only got the ball about 12 or 13 times and ran for over 130 yards. If we would have gave the ball to Andrew Wilson over 30-plus times like Columbus North did to Kobe, you're going to get that many yards, and you should be getting that many yards when that's all the team is doing. Columbus East does not need to run the football every down. They're not one-dimensional, and that's a positive, folks, to know that Andrew Wilson had a phenomenal game. He's going to continue to get better. And this Columbus East team, don't worry, folks. They beat themselves last Friday. There's no questions asked they beat themselves. But at the same time, that's football. That's going to happen. You can't win them all, but there's going to just be a game where things just aren't clicking. And sometimes it happens on one of the biggest stages. That's what happened to Columbus East. Just things did not click that last Friday night. That's going to happen. But like I said, it's week 2, folks. It's not week 9. It's not week 10. You'd rather find out your weaknesses now rather than find them out in sectional when your season's over with. It's better to find out your flaws early on in the season, work them out come conference play, and be tough and ready for when the playoffs start in late October. That does it for my Columbus North Breakdown segment. We'll be back right after this short break as I talk with Cole Cammon as he is coming back from a tragic car accident over a year ago.